Hello, greetings, dear Shias and Muslims, good ones who are after the truth. Let me see if I can say this properly. I hope you'll bear with me. It's been very deceiving. So we have assumed reading that ayat of Surah Nur, verse 33, that as a Shias also, because I was a Shia, I can only speak for the Shias, right? We have assumed that prostitution is haram because it is a shameful deed, right? Like in Surah Araf, there's one translation that in brackets, sorry, I hope this has focused well enough. Say, my Lord has made unlawful only indecent, shameful deeds, but it doesn't explain. However, we have reached the conclusion that, of course, for fornication we haven't reached a conclusion, or adultery, because the punishments are there in Surah Nur, and maybe not for homosexuality. I'm not sure about that. I have to go back to and show you the ayats on against homosexuality. Hazrat Lut's people. Again, it gets. But here it says prostitution. Did you see that? So we have assumed, or we came to a conclusion that prostitution is a shameful deed. So today we're going to let go of Shiaism right now. Just read the Quran, just like those Muslims say, just the Quran is enough. Like for us, we don't need to get into schisms and all. Okay, the Quran is enough. You know, when a Sunni Muslim comes to you and makes you doubt in Imam Hussein and Imam Ali and in your Shia religion, like that, if you read this ayat, Surah Nur ayat, you see, yes, Surah Nur ayat 33, prohibited indecency. So our Imams perhaps later on said, narrations have come prostitution, and we automatically assume that, of course, prostitution is haram. So how can God be saying here in this ayat, Zahra, have you gone crazy or something? Right? Have I gone crazy? So here, this part, if they wish to observe chastity, this part we assume. We don't really look at this part. We've jumped. This part we've jumped. Or we've skipped, or prostitution is haram, right? It is an indecent, we assume. We conjecture, we guesswork. We worked it out ourselves. We worked it out. And those who cannot, because Islam says haya, chastity, shame, right? Now, give me a verse that directly says here that prostitution is haram. Okay, I know in Surah Araf, all indecent acts are haram. Indecency, apparent or hidden, is haram. But God could have put here, and do not compel your maids to prostitution, for prostitution is if a sin and shameful deed. shameful act, whatever the Arabic word is used in Surah Araf, verse 33, for shameful deeds, could have put here. But no, here we see an attack, if, and it is put on these maids or slave girls if they wish to observe chastity. So what have we done before as Shias? I mean, Shiaism, very complete religion. Our Imams have given us the hadiths and all that, right? So from Imam Ali we got that prostitution is haram, or whatever way we read Quran through our Aima have explained, and so we missed out on. But just read the, no, I'm telling you, even if you, as a Shia, you take somewhere Imam Ali has said prostitution is also haram. But it goes against the Quran ayat. Because let's not jump to conclusions here. I wish I could explain it to you. See, it doesn't say prostitution here. It doesn't say here prostitution is a shameful deed. Prostitution is a sin. Why does it attach a condition on these poor maids or slave girls? If they wish to observe chastity. Compel not your, okay, do not, I'll read it word by word, so you don't put it on me. And do not compel your maids to prostitution if they wish to observe chastity, in order that they may seek the temporary benefit of the worldly life. Period. Full stop. Do you see anywhere it says that it is haram? Where are you getting that prostitution is haram when the condition here is attached and these maid girls have options, or slave girls, handmaids. Slave girls, I can say, I'm showing you, please, this is not my translation. Various translations, some say maid, handmaid, handmaids, some say slave girls, some say maids again. Translation Yusuf Ali. So please look at this. I'm showing you. I'm just showing you. And now here, yes, we have to strain our eyes and do some mental gymnastics, like they say in do you get it? You see, by this chastity and get them married, and the punishments in the previous verses for, we don't even know zina. Okay, a single women, let's say, then married women. What's the case for married women? What's the case for single women? Okay, let's say we all have worked it out. I understand the English. I know what the punishments are. I know what zina is. I know which zina is for single women, unmarried women, and what zina is for adultery, what, God knows. But still, let's say I've known that. We automatically assume, we've read our Shia Imams' hadiths. That's why our ulamas miss this great ulamas of high caliber, simple living, true to their religion, strict in principles, in their true to their acts. In their acts, they lived by this religion. But you see what has happened here. It is very difficult for me to prove. Do not compel your maids to prostitution. It's very difficult. Prostitution, this verse. But why does it say if they wish to observe chastity? Don't jump to conclusions now that indecent acts in in Surah Araf verse 33 means prostitution is haram, because prostitution is indecency. Don't jump to the conclusion right now, please. Just stay with me here. Just stay with me. See how I found this out. How deceiving. But okay, I'm not going to use words like deceiving right now. I will just lead you to seeing. Seeing, what is this? What is this? Why this condition here of chastity, observance of chastity on the maids or slave girls, or what your right hands, handmaids, what your right hands possess, in case they are willing to be chaste. In case, see again, any way you try to translate this Arabic word, why? In case they are willing to be chaste. Literally to be in wedlock, that you may inequitably seek the advantages of the present life. You see here, how can God make such a big mistake? By giving them the will, choice here, to not prostitute themselves or to prostitute themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? For some time, leave what Imam Ali, his hadith, has said against, that prostitution is also a shameful deed, which is now we go to Surah Araf and connect it to the shameful deeds. You see, alcohol verses. Okay, maybe I'm going too fast. See, leave what Imam Ali has added right now, or what Imam Jafar Sadiq has said. Leave the hadiths, or what is said in the hadith Sunni sources, what Muhammad said or anything. Just leave that for now. Because any hadith that goes against this Quran ayat is not valid. This part. You cannot convince me that prostitution is haram for slave girls or maids if they are willing to prostitute themselves. You can give me any hadith, you can provide me with any 10, 20 good hasanat, or even, sorry, did I say that right? Or sahih hadiths. You can provide me Imam Ali's hadith, and I will not be convinced now what I am seeing here, because our imams told us that if our hadiths go against the Quranic injunctions and ayats, then reject them, right? So, my dear Shias, lost Muslims, brainwashed, jumping to conclusions, reading the hadiths, then reading Surah Araf verse. Okay, maybe I will go the other way. Alcohol verses. Sorry, I don't have the verses here. It is writ abominable. Why didn't God put here? Because prostitution is abominable. Writs or shameful. Okay, it can't, because alcohol can be writs, but prostitution can come in shameful deeds. Right? So, okay, it is, God could have put here, and do not compel your handmaids to prostitution, for, like he's put in alcoholic verses next to alcohol, intoxication, khamar. Khamar, greater sin and shameful deed. No, that's not the way it is put here. That's what I'm trying to show you. And then you people come and say, what's wrong with this verse? Nothing is wrong. Islam says, sorry, excuse me, Islam says that prostitution is, you have assumed, or through some hadith, even Sahih hadith, if you take, my dear ones, in case they are willing to be chaste. Now, I don't know how to put this. I'm not a good debater, I guess. I've lost it. I've lost my mind, my strength, that you may inequitably seek the advantages of the present life. Inequitably, okay? So, in case they are willing to be chaste, and this means these handmaids here. You see, I can take these verses. You're saying, you could be asking yourself, well, she's not considering this chastity of Islam, save girls, your right hands possess, marry them, this, have temporary marriages with them. They have a contract of emancipation and all this, if you find any good in them. See, so, no, I'm not, because I'm not considering this Islam's chastity anymore. Neither am I considering, I've looked at it, Surah Araf verse 33. Shameful deeds are haram. Haram. Sin is haram. And sin. And. That's why, because I'm not considering, because the language here, in case they are willing to be chaste, is, puts the consent choice on these handmaids. That's why I'm not willing, because this is plain English to see. So please don't jump to conclusions that Islam wants each girl, handmaid, slave girl, to remain chaste, or God wants to keep them chaste. But if there's a if here, in case there's a condition, they have the choice in their hands. Whatever you may put here, inequitably seek the advantages of the present life, whatever your lowly life of this world. But here, you cannot deceive me with your hadiths, sahihs, with Surah Araf, verse 33, shameful deeds are haram, with the verses previously, chastity in Islam, fornication not allowed, zina not allowed, adultery not allowed. You cannot. You will be in contradiction with this verse, this part of the verse. What it says is very clear in English. If you just do not jump to conclusions and, okay, there are times when you need to connect two verses together, three verses together, you can working out. Here you cannot work out. My dear ones, Shias, Muslims, you cannot work out here. When the choice is the English translation and Arabic translation, Arabic word to word in the Quran says that these handmaids, whoever they are, they have a choice. If they, in case they are willing to be chaste, in case they are not willing to be chaste, then what do we do? So either the Arabic Quran translation is wrong, that means it has errors. That means the English, that means the Arabic also. I don't have the right word to say it right now. I'm not a good, articulate, eloquent person, but I've tried my best. Okay, I'm going to stop here and I will carry on later. If I find the proper words, rest a little bit, maybe I can find a proper. When I find, maybe after. Let's see if I can struggle again and come and try to prove it. I'll be here. Okay, so let's hope that help is ever present for us, seekers, truth seekers. Thank you so much.